Hello everyone, this is Too Tight to Care here with,
Shooter 882.
and we're going to cover the Metro Redux pack. I'm not sure, are you familiar with this one?
No, I've actually never played Metro. I've heard a lot about it, but no, I've never played it.
I'm a huge fan of this series. Definitely one of my absolute favorites. I couldn't tell you how many times. I think 7 playthroughs on the
Jesus.
first one, and four on the second for Last Light. Yeah, I'm in love with the environment and everything in this franchise. But let's move on to some of the new changes that have happened with the Redux pack. The main thing that 4A Games did here is they changed up pretty much everything in Metro 2033. They switched over to Metro Last Light's engine and implemented everything into 2033, including level changes, new character models, and a couple changes here and there with the characters. A lot of them have been, completely stripped and reskinned. Cinematics have been changed to almost a Half-Life game style where you are the first person perspective in the cutscene, so that also gives a different feeling to the game as well.
Yeah, from what I've seen of it, it looks really good on the new systems. I've noticed a lot of graphical upgrades, especially like the lighting and Redux is substantially better than it was in 2033, just from cutscenes and gameplay I've seen.
Yeah, while I was going through the game myself, I can instantly recognize numerous changes. For example, Metro 2033 Redux, they bring in a lot of creatures that you don't see into a Last Light. For example, they bring in the spiders, which you only see the small versions of them in 2033 Redux. And then in Last Light, you'll see the full-grown versions and the versions that you'll have to fight. A few other things is with the Redux pack is you get all the DLCs for Metro 2033, and you also get all the DLCs for Last Light, so you're not really losing out on anything here. So if you haven't played the series, now is a great time to hop on board and give it a try. It will give you a much better experience overall, because the issue was with 2033 that I saw the biggest excitement for 2033 Redux was that they addressed a lot of issues when it was originally made, such as there was a lot of repeated, models and skins and such, so it felt very repetitive at times in terms of when you're in a station. But the one thing it always grabbed people and myself was they always nailed the perfect feeling in terms of the environment.
So from what I understand about Metro is that like it seemed that 4A wanted to make this super hyper realistic game with 2033 ahead of its time. Like they wanted to make something like Half-Life 2 with the technology of Half-Life 1.
That's actually a pretty good analogy for it. Yeah, I would. That's probably hitting the nail on the head is what they were aiming for.
Yeah, it seems like they finally got to a point where they are able to make the game that they originally wanted to make.
Well, overall, Metro Redux definitely covers a lot of. It sticks to its roots while giving it a really good facelift to Metro 2033. The big thing for Last Light that, in my opinion, that you will notice is that everything. The big thing that everyone fell in love with is the watch, which showed you how much time you had before you had to change filters, and the bullet match or bullet lighter, I'm sorry, and the clipboard with your inventory and the map is back in Last Light, which a lot of people ask for. That it's one of those things where it's a small piece, but it's really important to the fans to know that it's there, and even though it's very minor and not necessary, it just helps fulfill the immersion of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the really cool things. I've always loved the immersion in games. Like even something as simple as the mask wiping is definitely one of the coolest things I've seen in pretty much any video game.
Yeah, that's another thing is they brought that into Metro 2033 as well. That you're now able to wipe your gas mask and get blood and such off so that you're able to see better. I think, like we said earlier, this is where 4A Games wanted both their games to be, and now they finally got it there, and now they got them on the new platforms. I think from my perspective, go pick up Redux. You won't regret it.
All right, and on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed and stay tuned for more.